Well, I finished up my patches along here and everything, and remember this outside corner? Remember that was dive bombed in and back out? I just built it all up with that Durham's rock hard water putty. Look at that. What do you think about that? And see, here's that piece of metal that I put in there. I put some Durham's. After I got this straight, it was bent a little bit. I bent it out before I put this little flashing bit in here. I put some Durham's along that edge, and then I also put it in there, kind of built that up just a little bit. That's actually pretty solid down here at the bottom, and that'll be good enough for now, because later on I'll silicone. I'll put some sort of caulking, my big stretch caulking, from the top of that flashing all the way down, and then I'll paint that too. I'll find the matching paint for the flashing and paint it on in there. Okay. Now I think I'm all done with the rock hard water putty. I did some extra stuff in the corners and along the edges, and I've got that all looking pretty good. I kind of skinned that a little bit and along that edge there. And what am I going to do now? Well, like I said, I'm going to put some primer on here. I'll put 2 coats of primer on the areas where I put the rock hard water putty. I'm even going to put, I think I'm going to put some primer on the stucco patches too. Just carefully in there, dab it a little bit in there. And specifically, I wanted to use the primer for out here. I'm going to put 2 coats on that, like I said, and then I've got to find the matching paint for the stairs that I'm going to end up using for the stairs, and I'm going to put 2 coats of paint on there too before I put the flashing. That way it's all pre-finished, it's all painted up there, it's all sealed and everything. Remember this, there were all those voids in there. I just used my liquid nail, my construction adhesive in there, spooged in there, took my little screwdriver, used it as a small little putty knife, and when that dries, that'll be my backing for when I put my exterior caulking in there. I'm gonna have to put exterior caulking in there, and I'm gonna do that after I paint. Okay, and I'm gonna use, what was I gonna use? Extreme Stretch from DAP. I'm using white, obviously. Seals joints up to 3 inches, 600% total stretch. I see it, I believe it when I see it. But you know what? My gaps aren't that big, are they? But I'm going to use that because I want to make sure none of this stuff leaks. And like, see that crack up in there? I'm going to use that big stretch, and then it's up here too, and I'll probably put it on my finger and dab it on there, push it up, push it up, push it up, push it up, all along this edge. I'll do that because I can't get the caulk gun up there upside down, can I? And I'm just going to pack it. I'm going to pack it full all the way along here. I'm going to take my time on that too. And I've got to do that because when the water comes down on this, when it hits this drip edge, the water has a tendency not to drop straight down. It can go sideways. And if I don't caulk that crack, that inside crack in there, the water could get up in there, up along there, and run down on the back side of my roofing material that I'm going to put up there. So I'm going to use a big stretch stuff in there, and then I'll use my cloth material for the roofing stuff, and then I'm going to paint that roofing stuff right all the way along there. And then even after that, Then I want to put some more big stretch up in there, and that is not going to leak at all. And that's what those other guys should have done. Had they have done all that, had they have fixed all this like I'm going to fix it, I never would have had to have torn this all apart. I never would have had dry rot in here and had to repair all the stuff that I had to do up to this point. Okay? Now I'm showing you all this stuff maybe for your enjoyment to watch this video series. And if you don't know where the series is, look on my playlists and go to the series Dry Rot Deck Repairs, and I'll have all of the videos that I'm doing on this entire thing. Now, not all these videos obviously are going to apply to you, but you never know what you're going to get and what you're going to see on my videos. Maybe you watch a 10-minute video and you catch 1 minute of something that you never knew about, or that you thought, oh, I didn't know I could do it that way. Oh, okay, Joe's doing it that way, I guess I can do it that way too. Thanks, Joe. And you watch a 10-minute video and maybe you only got 1 minute worth of good stuff out of it, but now that enlightened you to finish your project, or next time you come across whatever it is, that you know how to get it fixed. So you never know what you're going to see on any of my videos. So check out my playlist, check out my channel, subscribe if you are not a subscriber, and if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for continuing to watch my videos. Alright, I got to get the primer out and get back to work. Yeah, I've already put the primer away because I'm done with the primer. Primed all the areas that I thought I should prime. I even primed the metal, and before I put everything down, I'm going to paint that the same color as the outside of that, because you're going to see that when the tile's short of that. So I'm just going to paint that edge the same color as the rail, you know, that color there. I'll paint the inside of that flashing a little bit so that it's painted. Okay, I even painted along the stucco there. That kind of helps seal that little bit. I've got 2 coats on the outside here, all along the edges, 2 coats, everything. I even painted my little stucco patches. I only put 1 coat on there. Maybe that'll help the stucco patch material stick better. Okay, I even painted the edge of the plywood, that edge all the way. I've got 2 coats on there because that's that OSB plywood, and I don't want any of that to get any moisture on it. I want it to seal the top of that. I might even put some caulking on that too. I don't know. That's probably going overboard. Because see, the OSB plywood is the 3/4 inch right here, and I didn't skin that entire thing with my my hard rock water putty. Hard rock. I always say that. Rock hard water putty. I should have hit that edge. I'll put a little caulking in there, you know, and just kind of spooge it in there, because I don't want any moisture getting to that 3/4 inch OSB plywood, because anything that comes up from underneath, the moisture wise, this gets damp any little bit and it just soaks up like a sponge. So I'll do that. I can do that now because this is dry. So I went all the way around it on the first coat. By the time I got back over here, this was dry, and then I went all the way around it again, and it's dry. Okay. So now I've got to I've got to do a little bit of caulking, like I said, and then I've got to mix up my paint for the trim. Before I do that, I should find out what color that is, and see, I'm gonna match. I don't dislike this color of the stairs. That's okay, and that color. See, once I redo all these stairs, I could actually change this color to this lighter color if I wanted. But I don't think I do, because this will keep it dark. The landscaping little bits are dark. Walk up and down here with your feet and stuff, it's gonna get dark. That's why I don't want to do it a lighter color. So I'll get that out next. I think that's my next little project, is finding that paint and putting 2 coats on there. Before I do that, I'll get my caulking out and spooge a little bit on this right here. Then I can be letting that dry while I find the paint, mix it up, and then paint that. 2 coats. And the last thing on this primer, did I have to go 2 coats on the primer? Well, you know, 1 coat probably would have been enough, but it didn't really take me that long. Plus, it gave me a little bit of practice getting the paint on there and stuff, because the roofing material is white like this, and I'm going to end up putting that on too. I just ended up using my 2-inch throwaway paintbrush, and I just rinsed it out. I'm going to use that to paint my little stair, my stair riser over here, I think. And it helped me kind of figure out how I'm going to do that and get underneath there and stuff, and it just gave me a little bit of practice. And only the second coat only took me less than 15 minutes. Okay, onward and upward. We're getting there.